Welcome to this lecture series in Chemical Reaction Engineering 1. We'll continue with problem solving 3.25 from the exercise. Following data are obtained at 0 degrees Celsius in a constant volume batch reactor using pure gaseous A. So gas phase reaction, A is pure in constant volume batch reactor. Stoichiometry is A giving you 2.5 R. So 1 mole giving you 2.5. That means during the course of reaction, volume is increasing. And if you carry out this in constant volume reactor, gas phase, so it is 2.5 times final volume. That means pressure will go on increasing in the reactor, and if you have pressure gauge, you can get the total pressure data or measure the pressure as a function of time. Okay, find the rate equation which satisfactorily represents this decomposition. Equilibrium concentration is appreciable, so the reaction is reversible. For simplicity, first let us assume the reaction to be of first order reversible. Okay, in the data provided, this is the data and these are our calculated values. Partial pressure in mm of mercury, you start with 760, that means 1 atmosphere. As a function of time, you go on noting these readings, pressure will fall, and at time t tending to infinity, t is equal to infinity, that will denote equilibrium pressure PAE, and equilibrium conversion can be calculated. Okay, so just for the purpose of calculation, I have taken this infinity as 600, some arbitrary value which is much higher than this last value. Okay, so at time t is equal to infinity, pressure PA is given as 150. So one thing is clear, that equilibrium concentration is appreciable value, so reaction is reversible. That means even at time t tending to infinity, complete A is not consumed or conversion is not complete, not equal to 1. So we know the reaction is reversible from the data, but to test with integral method of analysis, we'll choose first the simplest form, that is first order reversible. So minus Ra is equal to K1Ca minus K2Cr. Though it is A giving you 2.5 R, we are considering first order reversible. First order forward rate is first order, reverse rate is also first order. So we know the integrated form, this we already derived, minus ln of 1 minus xa by xae is equal to k1 into m plus 1 divided by m plus xae into t. Okay, here no R is initially present, you start with pure A, that means CR0 is by 0, CR0 by CA0, that is m, so m is also 0. So this is 0, this is 0. So simply you are left with K1 divided by XAE into T. So we have to test for this with this data. So what we will do, we will make y is equal to mx plot, no y-intercept. Now we will obtain the data. XA can be obtained from this 1 minus PA by PA0. We want this on y-axis minus ln of 1 minus XA by XAE. XAE value is known, that is 0.803. So this is y and time on x-axis. So when we plot this minus ln of 1 minus XA by XAE as a function of time, we get a straight line passing through origin. This is the best fit line with correlation coefficient 0.999. So almost the fit is perfect. Y is equal to 0.158x. So slope, what is slope? K1 by XAE. So K1 will be slope into XAE. So slope is 0.158, XAE is 0.803. So we know K1 as 0.1269. Okay. This Kc is K1 by K2, and that is nothing but 2.5 XAE by 1 minus XAE, because stoichiometry is 1:2.5. Now how to do this? This we have seen many times. Okay, and that is nothing but CR at equilibrium by CA at equilibrium. So 2.5 into XAE, XAE is 0.803 divided by 1 minus XAE, 1 minus 0.803. This comes out to be 10.167. Okay. So K1 by K2 is known. So from that K2 we can find out K1 by 10.167. If substitute the value of K1 as 0.1269, this we get as 0.01248. So we know K1, we know K2. This, the form we have assumed first order reversible, and our data is fitting perfect. That means the integrated form of rate law first order reversible, which we have tested, is valid. So our rate law was K1 CA minus K2 CR. We have determined K1 and K2 values, so we substitute those values. So rate law can be reported as minus RA is equal to 0.1269 CA minus 0.01248 CR. Next problem, problem number 3.26. Now this is based on the data of example 3.1 part C. There it has been shown that how to find out the rate equation by using the fractional life method, where this F was 80% or 0.8. That is the fraction. In terms of percentage, 80%. Take the data from that example and find the rate equation by using half life. So instead of fractional life, we have to use half life. So fraction in place of 0.8 for half life, it will be 0.5. It is suggested that take CA0 values as 10, 6 and 2. We know T half is equal to 0.5 raised to 1 minus n minus 1 into CA0 raised to 1 minus n divided by k into n minus 1. Now this is the equation which we have derived earlier. If you take ln of both the sides, natural log of both the sides, ln of T half is equal to ln of this complete term when k is constant, n is constant for a given reaction. So this we have written as ln of this complete constant plus 1 minus n into ln of CA0. So if I want to represent the data on a straight line, I will plot ln of T half as y and ln of CA0 as x, and we will get a line, straight line, y is equal to mx plus c form, where m will give you the value of 1 minus n, that will give you the slope, and from slope you can calculate or find out easily order n, and you know n, this anti-log of this intercept will give you this value. N is known, now only k is unknown, you can find out easily. So what is suggested is, so this concentration time curve is the data plotted from the solved example. You go through that example first. Okay. So this has been plotted. Now this represents concentration. You can check CA0, then CA0 is changing, that is concentration, and corresponding concentration values also you can find out from this part. So this essentially represents concentrations. You can read CA0 value and CA value also for these points. So CA0 is equal to 10. Half life for 50% conversion. So CA will be 5. For CA0 is equal to 6, CA will be half of this 3. CA0 is equal to 2. Ca is 50%, that is 1. So these points are marked here. This represents Ca is equal to 5 here. Then Ca is equal to 3 here, and Ca is equal to 1. So these lines parallel to x-axis represent our Ca values for half-life, 50% of the conversion. T corresponding to Ca0 values. When Ca0 is equal to 10, T is equal to 0. When Ca0 is equal to 6, this value you can read Ca, and that is you can read T time, that is 40. Third value, Ca0 is equal to 2. When Ca0 is equal to 2, this is the corresponding time, that is 180. Okay. Now time required to reach half of this value. So in each case we will see that. So for first point, Ca is equal to 5. So for Ca is equal to 5, this value is 60. Then Ca is equal to 3. From here you have to read, this is 120. Ca is equal to 1. From here this is 300. Okay. So corresponding value of T half. So from 10 to 5, 10 to 5, this particular 60 minus 0 is 60. Second, it starts with 6 and ends with 3. So 120 minus 40. Okay. And last point, 300 minus 180. So 120. So we got T half. We know Ca0. So ln of T half and ln of Ca0 computed here, and that we plot here. Okay. So on this axis you have ln of Ca0, and here ln of T half. Okay. This is ln of T half, and this is ln of Ca0. So the best fit line equation, you get y is equal to minus 0.42x plus 5.092. Okay. So slope is this 1 minus n. 1 minus n is minus 0.42. So order is 1.42. Intercept is 5.092. So antilog exponential of the intercept is 162.71. That is the value of this constant. Okay. So you can calculate k is equal to 0.5 raised to 1 minus n minus 1. In the denominator you have n minus 1, and this value, constant value, this c, e raised to c, will go in the denominator, and you can calculate k. So k is equal to 0.5 raised to 1 minus n is minus 0.42 minus 1 divided by n minus 1. N is 1.42 minus 1, and exponential of the intercept 162.7. So when you calculate this, you get k as 0.005. So minus Ra we can write as 0.005. We need this 5 here. Okay. So 0.005 minus Ra is equal to 0.005. Ca raised to n, n is 1.42. So this is the rate law which we have obtained for the data of example 3.1, where fractional life method was used for 0.8. Same problem we have solved by half-life method, and we have taken the data which is suggested. Ca0 is equal to 10, then Ca0 is equal to 6, Ca0 is equal to 2. And if you compare the final result, you will find K is same value and Ca is almost same. There it is 1.4 in solved example, it is 1.42 here. So by any fraction you calculate or find out from the given data, you'll get the same rate law. Next problem, problem number 3.27. When a concentrated urea solution is stored, it slowly condenses to biuret and it is followed by the elementary reaction which is given. 2 moles gives you 1 mole and 1 mole. Okay, 2 moles of urea gives you 1 mole of biuret and 1 mole of ammonia. So it is mentioned that the reaction is elementary, so there will be direct correspondence between this stoichiometric coefficient on the reactant side to the order. So reaction order will be 2. Rate law is minus Ra is equal to Kca square. To study the condensation of a sample of urea, Ca0 is equal to 20 moles per liter stored at 100 degrees Celsius. After 7 hours and 40 minutes, we find that 1 mole percent has been turned into biuret. So conversion is just 1%. Find the rate equation. Now reaction is elementary, stoichiometric coefficient is 2. So minus Ra is equal to Kca square, where A represents concentration of urea. Integrated form in terms of conversion, Xa by 1 minus Xa is equal to Kca0T for this second order bimolecular type second order irreversible reaction. So this Kca0T, 7 hours 40 minutes I will convert into minutes. So it becomes 460 minutes. So K is unknown, Ca0 is 20, T is 460 minutes, Xa is 0.01, 1%, so 1 minus Xa is 0.99. K can be calculated and this K comes out to be 1.098 into 10 raised to minus 6 liter per mole per minute. So time inverse, concentration inverse, second order rate constant units. This is per minute, so I can convert it into per hour. So in terms of liters per mole per hour, I have to multiply by 60. So the K value in the units of liter per mole per hour 6.588 into 10 raised to minus 5. So minus Ra in terms of moles per liter per hour will be Kca square. K value I substitute here 6.588 into 10 raised to minus 5 into Ca squared is the desired rate equation. Next 3.28. The presence of substance C seems to increase the rate of reaction of A and B. The reaction is A plus B giving you AB. We suspect that C acts catalytically by combining one of the reactants to form an intermediate which then reacts further from the data in the table. So we have to find the rate equation. Suggest mechanism, the suggesting mechanism we will study later. A, B and C. So square bracket is concentration. This is nothing but Ca, Cb, Cc. And this is RAB, rate of formation of product AB. So this data has been provided to us. So we don't have any idea about the rate law. So we will take a general form. Rate of formation of AB, that is rate of disappearance of A, is equal to some constant K into Ca raised to A, Cb raised to B and Cc raised to C. So the data provided to us is Ca, Cb, Cc and RAB. This we will fit by regression analysis. We take ln of both the sides, ln of minus Ra or ln of RAB, same thing, is equal to ln of K plus A ln Ca plus B ln Cb plus C ln Cc. And now I express this in these terms. The notations I use Y for ln of minus Ra, A0 for ln of K, x1 for ln of Ca, x2 for ln of Cb, x3 for ln of Cc. Okay. So this A0 constant I have to evaluate and corresponding these constants A1, A2, A3, which are nothing but finally A, B and C corresponding orders. So what I have to do is I have to take the summation of this. Sigma y is equal to NA0. N is number of data points. Okay. Here, how many data points you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 data points. So N is equal to 6 in this case. A1 into sigma x1, A2 into sigma x2 plus A3 into sigma x3. Then we multiply this by y by sigma x1. Sigma x1 y. So all the terms multiplied by sigma x1. So A0 sigma x1, A1 sigma x1 sigma x1 sigma x1 whole square, A2 sigma x1 sigma x2, A3 sigma x1 x3. Okay, so these products. So I have to multiply this and take the summation. Similarly for x2y, A0 sigma x2, A1 sigma x1 x2, A2 sigma x2 squared, A3 sigma x2 x3. For x3y, again A into sigma x3, A1 into sigma x1 x3, A2 into sigma x2 x3, A3 into sigma x3 squared. Okay, so what we get? These 1, 2, 3, 4 equations which we have obtained from this, where it represents this linearized equation. Ln of minus Ra is equal to ln of k plus a ln of Ca plus b ln of Cb plus c ln of Cc. And this we have written y is ln of minus Ra, x1, x2, x3 is ln of Ca, ln of Cb, ln of Cc respectively, and this ln of k is constant A0, and A, B and C are A1, A2, A3 respectively. So we are provided with this minus Ra, that is nothing but plus Rab, same thing. Okay, reaction is A plus B giving you AB. So formation of AB is same as rate of disappearance of A. 1 mole of A reacts with 1 mole of B to give you 1 mole of AB, and C acts as a catalyst, so Cc concentration. So A plus B plus C, when we suspect that C is acting as a catalyst, so we can write that equation as A plus B plus C giving you AB, and we are considering the kinetics of some order, A with respect to A, B with respect to B, C with respect to C. So ln of minus Ra is obtained from this. We have Ca, Cb, Cc, so ln of all these values are obtained here. And then ln of minus Ra is y, Ca, Cb, Cc is x1, x2, x3 respectively. Then we obtain these x1 square, x2 square, x3 square. So for all these values we have obtained this, and then obtained the summation. So in the last row, summation sigma y, sigma x1, sigma x2, sigma x3, sigma x1 square, sigma x2 square, and sigma x3 square. Okay, so again we have to determine few terms, x1 into y, x2 into y, x3 into y, that we need. So sigma of x1y, sigma of x2y, sigma of x3y. We also need x1, x2, x1, x3, x2, x3. So sigma of x1, x2, sigma of x1, x3, and sigma of x2, x3. So all these terms which appear in these 4 equations, so which we want to obtain, that is sigma y, sigma x1, sigma x2, sigma x3, sigma x1y, x2y, x3y, then sigma x1 square, sigma x2 square, sigma x3 square, sigma x1 x2, x1 x3, and sigma x2 x3. So all these have been obtained. So once you obtain that, you have 4 simultaneous equations and 4 unknown. So you substitute those values and solve those simultaneous equations. n is number of data points, so n is equal to 6. So substitute all sigma values from the tables and solve those 4 simultaneous equations. So what you will get? A1, A2, A3 as these values, 0.374, 0.9296, 0.578, and A0 is 3.5. So K is anti-log, so exponential of A0. So exponential 3.5, 33.12. So K value, rate constant, is 33.12. So we can write the rate equation as rate of formation of AB is equal to rate of disappearance of A, that is equal to K 33.12, Ca raised to A1 is A 0.374, A2 is B 0.9296, A3 is C 0.578. Okay. So from the table, if you take these values CA, CB, CC and these values of A, B and C and constant, and calculate now from this rate law which we have obtained and compare with the values, because from this data we have obtained these constants. So there will be some error in regression, but it should match to a great extent. So here you can see minus RA calculated I have tabulated here from the rate equation which we have obtained. So you can see 9, actual measured value is 9, this is 9.58, this is 5, 5.2, 31.40, 32, 5.76, 20.52, 20, 11.16, 12. So there is reasonably good match, very good match. So whatever the equation we have found out, rate law, after evaluating K, A, B and C corresponding orders of the reaction, these constants which have been evaluated by the regression from the given data is fitting very well. So this equation which we have got, you can use further for design purpose. Next, 3.29. First order rate constant for disappearance of A in gas phase reaction, 2A gives R. Reaction is 2A gives R. On holding the pressure constant, the volume of the reaction mixture starting with 80% of A. Pure A is not there, 80% A is there. That means rest are inerts which are not taking part in the reaction. Decreases by 20% in 3 minutes. So 2A gives R 1 mole. So 2 moles to 1 mole gas phase reaction. So volume will decrease when you hold the pressure constant. You have 80% of A means rest 20% are inerts. So you can write 80% of A, 20% of inerts. When it reacts, 2 moles giving 1 mole of R. So 0.8 moles of A will give you 0.4 moles of R, half. And 0.2 of inerts, I is inerts, will remain as it is on the product side also. So here. So this 0.4 plus 0.2 is 0.6 minus this is 1 divided by 1. So this epsilon A, okay, fractional expansion is minus 0.4. This minus sign indicates that volume is decreasing. It decreases by 20% in 3 minutes. Reaction is first order. So for the first order we know for variable volume reactor this relationship we have already derived. Minus ln of 1 minus delta V by V0 into epsilon A, that is equal to KT. Delta V is known, volume is decreased by 20%, so 0.2, and it is decreasing, so minus 0.2. V0 1 unity. Epsilon A minus 0.4. Okay, so this minus 0.2 by 0.4, this is 1. So minus minus plus. So 1 by 2. 1 minus 1 by 2 is 1 by 2, that is 0.5. So minus ln of 0.5 is 0.693 kT. So K is equal to, in 3 minutes it happens. So we divide this by time. 0.693 by 3 is 0.231 first order rate constant. So units will be minute inverse, because here the time is in minutes. Next problem 3.30. Again first order rate constant for the disappearance of A. So we have to find out first order rate constant. We know the kinetics, first order kinetics. A giving you 1.6 R. If the volume of the reaction mixture starting with pure A, here we have pure A, increases by 50% in 4 minutes. 50% in 4 minutes. A giving you 1.6 R means volume is increasing here. So epsilon will be positive. The total pressure within the system stays constant at 1.2 atmosphere and 25 degrees Celsius. So we don't need really this data. Epsilon A will be 1.6 minus 1 divided by 1. No units are there. So 0.6 by 1, 0.6. Same equation will use 1 minus. Now delta V, volume increases by 50%, means 0.5 with plus sign. V0 is 1, epsilon A is 0.6. So 1 minus 0.5 by 6. You solve this, you get 1.792. This in 4 minutes. So K is equal to this value divided by 4. So 1.792 divided by 4, we get 0.4479. Units are again units of first order rate constant. Here time is in minutes, so units are minute inverse. The last problem of the exercise 3.31. Thermal decomposition of hydrogen iodide is reported by M. Bodenstein as 2 moles of hydrogen iodide gives you 1 mole of hydrogen, 1 mole of iodine. Find the complete rate equation for this reaction. Use the units of joules, moles, centimeter cube and seconds. Okay. Complete rate equation we want to find out. So what is given is K value is given and temperature is given in degrees Celsius. So what we want? We know this Arrhenius law, K is equal to K0 into e raised to minus e by RT. Here we want to find in terms of joules, one of the units, energy units is joule. So R we will use 8.314 joule per mole per Kelvin. Take log of both the sides. Ln of K is equal to ln of K0 plus minus E by R into 1 by T. Okay. So on y axis we have to plot ln of K. On x axis 1 by T. This in Kelvin. Temperature in Kelvin. So this is Kelvin inverse. So I want data ln of K and 1 by T. So K is given known, so we can find out ln of K easily. T is given in Celsius, so convert into Kelvin and obtain 1 by T, that is Kelvin inverse. So we have ln of K on y axis you can plot and 1 by T on x axis and find out the slopes and intercepts. So slope, negative slope 22,400 is the magnitude. So E by R minus E by RT. So plus E by R is 22,400. So E is equal to 8.314 into 22,400. That comes out to be this 1,86,234 joules per mole. You can report it into kilojoules per mole also, 186.23 kilojoules per mole. But we have been asked to use the units of joules, moles, centimeter cube and seconds. Okay. So minus RA value. This value is intercept is plus 26.29. So K0 is e raised to 26.29, that comes out to be 2.616 into 10 raised to 11. Okay, and this is the value in joules per mole. So minus Ra is equal to K0 into e raised to minus e we have substituted by RT into Ca square. Okay, so this will be the complete rate equation for this particular reaction. So we stop here, and this completes all the problems of chapter number 3. In our next chapter we'll start in our next lecture.